Item analysis. What is item analysis? Item analysis is a process which examines the student's responses to individual tests or questions in order to assess the quality of those items and the test as a whole. So in short, the item analysis is ito yung proseso para ma-examine mo kung anong type ng exam ang ibibigay mo sa mga estudyante mo. Like halimbawa dun sa multiple choice ba, true or false, identification, pag sa English, it is an essay, pag sa math naman, it is a problem solving. Para malaman mo kung saan yung mga type ng exam or ng test na papasa sila at kung saan naman sila hindi makakasagot ng maayos para mas mapalawak mo pa yung kanilang kaalaman at ma-explain mo pa further yung lesson mo doon sa kanila para makapasa sila doon sa mga type ng exam na hindi nila kayang ipasa. There are two important characteristics of an item that will be of interest of the teachers. These are the item difficulty and the discrimination index. Sa item difficulty, dito mo malalaman kung yung type of exam mo ba is too easy or too difficult for the students to answer. And the discrimination index, dito mo malalaman how will it discriminated the students who get the lower score and the highest score in that type of exam that you've given to them. So today, we will be discussing about the item analysis and first is to how to solve the item difficulty. Item difficulty equals the number of students with correct answers over the total numbers of these students. So first, we have here the difficulty index. Here we have the column of item 1, item 2, and item 3. Item 1 is, we have here the identification. The item 2 is the true or false, and the item 3 is the problem solving. So, in order to get this, we have here our formula. The P or the value equals the RU plus RL over T or the number of students who answer the exam in the upper group, and the RL is the number of students in the lower group, and the T stands for the number who tried the item. So now, we have here, in each group, we have 20 students. So if these 20 students in the item 1 get the, only 16 get the correct answer. In item 2, only 7. And in item 3 is only 2. So, in the lower group naman, only 5 get the correct answer in item 1, and 3 in item 2, and 0 in item 3. So, the total correct response is 16 plus 5, we have 21 over 40. And we have here also in the item number 2, 7 plus 3 equals 10. And of course, we have here 2. So, in the difficulty index, we have here down. But first, we need to get the difficulty index. So, we have here the total number of students is 40. So, it will become 16 plus 5 over 40 is equals to 25. And also, ganun din na process ang gagawin natin doon dito sa item number 2. It is the 10 plus, it is 10, 7 plus 3 equals 10 over 4. Divided by 40. So we have here the 0.25. And next, we have here the 0.10. So, sa decision na gagawin, we have to consider this interpretation here of the difficulty index. So, we have here the 0.52. It is between 30% to 70%. So, we have here the average or the moderate. Next is the 0.25. It is below 30%, which is difficult. And the 0.10, it is very difficult. So sa interpretation, we have here, we can select this type of exam. This one also, we can select this. But this one, we need to reject it or revise it. So now we will be solving discrimination index. So discrimination index equals du minus dl. We have here the formula. Di stands for discrimination index. Du stands for the students in the upper group, and minus the dl or students in the lower group over the half of the total amount of the students who tried the exam. So we have here our column, the same as the column here in the first that we solved, the item difficulty or the difficulty index. The same numbers that we have, the students, in the upper group, we have the 20 representative, and in the lower group, we have also a 20 representative. So we have here only, in item 1, 16 students only got the correct answer. In item 2, 7. In item 3, 2 from the upper group. So in the lower group, in the item 1, only 5 get the correct answer. And in item 2, only 3 got the correct answer, and 0 in the item 3. So as I've said earlier, we need to find the difference because in the formula, it is du minus dl. So the difference of 16 minus 5 is 11, and 7 minus 3 is equals to 4. And of course, 2 minus 0 is still 2. So now, we will be looking for the discrimination index. And the formula here is this. So du minus dl. We have here the 11. So half the total of the students is only 20. So it will become 11 divided by 20 or equals to 0.55. And we have here the 4 divided by 20 is equals to 0.20. And of course, the 2.20, the 0.20, oh no. The 2 here is divided by 20, so it will become 0.10. So, we will be looking here in the discrimination index that we have here. So, 0.55, it is 0.40 or higher, so it is very good. The item 1 is very good. And the item 2, it is here 0.20. So 0.20 to 0.29 is marginal or acceptable. Marginal. The item 2. And in item 3, we have here 0.10. So it is negative discrimination index because it is lower in the 0.19. We have here only the 0.10. So it is to be rejected. This type of exam is rejected. In the interpretation, it is going to be selected or revised or reject this type of exam for the students. We have here the item number 1 or the identification. We can select this type of exam according to the result of the test of the students. Next is the item number 2, or we have here the true or false. It is marginal or acceptable. Maybe it will be, the teacher can improve this type of exam. So we can select this and improve. This one, because it is very lower, only 2 get the correct answer on this type of exam. So we need to reject this type of exam and ask ourselves why these students cannot answer this type of exam. Maybe hindi natin na-explain ng maayos, or only few of the students um, know this type of subject material. So as a conclusion, we have here comparing the two tables, we can conclude that item number 1 is moderate and very good item, hence we select it. So the item number 2 is difficult or just marginal. We need to revise the questionnaire. So the item number 3 is very difficult and need to be discarded, o kailangan hindi na ito isali na type of exam. So we have here the validation. The purpose of the validation after the revising of the test questionnaire is the purpose of validation is to determine the characteristics of the whole test itself, namely the validity and reliability of the test. So validation is the process of collecting and analyzing evidence to support the meaningfulness and the usefulness of the test. So validation, ito yung matapos mo nang i-revise yung mga test questionnaire mo at hindi pa rin makapasa yung mga students mo, then you need to validate it, or kung saan sila hindi pa rin masyadong nakakaintindi, kung ano yung mga reliable resources na pwede mong gamitin para doon sa yung subject matter.